Hello.
Fantastic.
Hello, Adelaide.
Now, I thought we'd kickstart this while everyone's thinking of questions, which I'm sure they've already pre-written down because it's very exciting to have you guys here. Let's talk about, firstly, Overwatch. I mean, how amazing. That's I feel like it is the go-to game that's taken everyone by storm, and it is a fantastic play. How did you guys get involved with that and become lucky enough to do all the wonderful stuff you did?
Well, I was in a little game by Blizzard, World of Warcraft.
Yes!
Mists of Pandaria, so I was already kind of familiar with the folks over there. And when they had auditions, they asked me to read for a couple different parts for Overwatch. Hanzo was actually one of the parts I read for. And I remember seeing the artwork and thinking, that would be cool to be that character, but clearly they found somebody else. So, yeah, also read for Zenyatta, and ended up being lucky enough to get to play him. So that was how I got involved.
Paul?
Yes, I actually did voice for Mist of Pandaria 2 in World of Warcraft, and also in Diablo 3. I was cast as Malfeo, so I'm that voice of Death Knows No. That's me too. But so then when Overwatch came up, they asked me to audition, and I auditioned, and here I am. It's a great group of people at that Blizzard. It's an amazingly talented bunch of folks over there. Especially Andrea Toyas, who was the
casting director, yeah,
and voice director.
Yeah, was responsible for finding most of us, I think, and yeah, she's done a terrific job, obviously. So.
Yeah, I always enjoyed our sessions. She's very up and one of the nicest people that you could meet.
So one of the things before we get into what you guys are doing now, which is quite exciting. Tell me the experience for you as a voice actor, the difference between maybe doing some of the other work you do and particularly doing work for Blizzard and Overwatch. I mean, what separate skills and experiences does that provide you with?
I think I always say Blizzard is like the Pixar of video game companies because they just do such a fantastic job with everything, and not only the games themselves, but the cinematics. Like, have you seen the little shorts? Have you guys seen the Reinhardt one? Yes. I mean, that's amazing, right? To be able to make like these 5-6 minute movies and to pack that much emotion and humanity into them is a real skill, and I don't think anybody does it better than they do. And so yeah, and it's a credit to everyone there, Jeff Kaplan and Michael Chu, the head writer. It's an honor and a pleasure to get to work with them.
I've done actually quite a few video games. I've done games for Disney. I was in Pirates of the Caribbean. I've done Cars. I've done I was in this little car that was driving around the road. It was like a Japanese car.
Typecast again.
But yeah, Overwatch they've just done such an amazing job of assembling such an amazing group of actors, as well as, it's a very diverse group of actors as well. And I think it really sort of plays, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why it is so popular with you, is that there's all kinds of different people, in it. And it represents, a whole range of people that makes it an international property. So I think that's what makes it speak to everybody, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the Overwatch fans are as diverse as the characters in the game, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
They're all over the world, and last time I was at BlizzCon last year, meeting people that were literally came from all over the world to go to BlizzCon. So it's really amazing, you know. You guys, you're the amazing ones.
Yeah, give yourselves a big hand.
Yeah,
please.
give yourself a big hand.
Fantastic.
Okay, so being in the game is different to playing the game. Do you guys play?
I actually have watched a lot of the playing of the game, but I actually don't play. It just takes a lot of time to, you know, become proficient, and it's very frustrating. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a button masher, I believe is the term myself. So I'm not so great with the dexterity needed for a game like Overwatch. But I did play one time at a convention against Josh Petersdorf, plays Roadhog, for any Roadhog fans out there. And he plays all the time, and he is actually very good. And I did beat him, but he let me win. So, yeah, he's a nice guy.
So before we get to questions very quickly, let's talk about the projects that you guys have got on the go now. I mean, Overwatch is obviously a big part of your life, and it's an absolutely wonderful game and a wonderful thing. But what's next for you guys? What are you working on now?
In February, I believe. Any Far Cry fans? Far Cry 5 is coming out. I do a little, play a character in there that is probably anti-Zenyatta, so. But yeah, it looks like a fun game, so be sure to check that out. Far Cry 5.
And Paul, I believe I saw a bit of a Death Note out the back.
Yeah, Death Note actually, which is a live-action feature, which I'm in. I don't know if there are any anime fans out there that know Death Note, but I play Watari in that film, and you can see it on Netflix right now. We shot it last year in Vancouver, and it just started playing on Netflix in August 25th. So if you guys are interested in Death Note, you know, check it out on Netflix. I'm doing also a voice and a new series called Carmen Sandiego. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with that series.
Absolutely.
But it's a reboot that will be on Netflix, and it's going to be starting next year, I think. We've done about 2 seasons worth of episodes, and I play one of the professors at the Spy Academy, whose name is Shadow-san. Not very much kind of like Hanzo. He's a little bit down here, you know, and has that sort of samurai kind of voice. I don't know why they cast me, but you know, it's just, I guess it's just my range. But yeah, so that will be coming out, and I have I think there's a commercial that I just did that I think might be playing in theaters and on the internet. It's a tie-in with the Star Wars movie. So if you see that commercial, a guy who's playing a father with a, you know, teenage daughter in a car, that's me. So those are the few things that are going on right now.
Fantastic. Let's go to the audience. We've got some questions here. All right. Now, because I'm lazy, I know I saw your hand first, but this hand that is closer to me went up first. Okay, there is method to my madness, and it is all self. Very, very selfish. Okay, question.
What's your favorite voice line to say in Overwatch?
In English. I think all my lines are in English, thankfully. So I have a few. I think one of them certainly is, I dreamt I was a butterfly. It's always fun. And one I recorded recently for the holidays, experience festivity, which I think is a nice take. Classic.
I like with death comes honor, with honor, redemption.
Nice.
Nice. Do you find you guys saying that like around the house?
Actually, when I'm vacuuming. Or hoovering. Do you say hoovering here in Australia?
Vacuuming.
Vacuuming. Okay. They say hoovering in, I think, in England.
I don't vacuum, I Dyson. So I can see it spinning around there. There's a payoff there. And a clean house, I guess, as well. Right, next question. No, Mike is mine.
I'm just wondering, we've seen your animated short for your character, Hanzo. When are we going to see Zenyatta?
When are we going to see one?
Actually, personally?
Right. No, I would love to see one too. No, I think I can't confirm or deny anything, but there are definitely plans for every character to have their own cinematic at some point. But yeah, if it's something you want to see, tweet at Blizzard,
Blizzard.
write them, let them know you would love to see it, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Thank you.
Okay, really good question about the mechanics of voice acting.
How long did it take you to sort of make voice lines perfect and sort of like that sort of thing?
How quickly did it take you to get that one golden take?
You go in and basically they give you all the lines in your session. So they're very secretive about, and they don't want anything to leak. Kind of like our White House, they don't want any leakers. But so you go in there, and then Andrea, who is the voice director, she will direct you. So you'll get, okay, give me 3 lines of "with honor comes," and then she'll go, okay, then she'll give a little direction, and then you do another 3, and then basically they'll say to you, okay, we got that one. So out of the ones that you gave them, they liked take B, and then you move on to the next line. So it's that simple.
And our next question.
What is your favorite skin for the both of you in Overwatch?
Well, I think I have a few, but the Nutcracker is, that's fantastic. But obviously, I got to go with the one that just came out, the cultist skin. I mean, Cthulhu. That's crazy. I love it. I love that.
What was the question?
Oh, your favorite skin?
What's the skin?
you know how they have different looks for different events.
Different looks. Okay. Well, I like the look that he has. The one that is kind of off the shoulder, and you see the tattoos and everything. I mean, you got to show those tats.
Right. And Paul likes an off the shoulder look usually. It's formal wears usually. Backless or off the shoulder.
Skin. Yeah, you have to show skin.
Especially when vacuuming.
Yeah.
Next question.
Do you have any creative influence in the characters at all, or do you just get what you're given to say?
Not a whole lot. Like Michael Chu, the head writer, he really has the lines that he wants and the story that he wants to tell already pretty set by the time we get there. I think any input we might have might be like if a line is a little awkward or something, you might switch words around or something. But other than that, there's probably not a whole lot of that.
In terms of the lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the lines are pretty set. Sometimes they'll take out a word that might sound kind of weird, but that's pretty set. They will, when you're in the studio, they'll say, okay, give us, your own take on that, and just go, So sometimes you do have the opportunity to just go, okay, I'm going to say it like this, and sometimes they like it, and most of the times they don't. They'll go, okay, no, all right, moving on.
Okay, our next question. Over here. I wore a bright shirt just so that you could...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's much easier to see. I don't do it for me. I just do it for everyone else. You know, just selfless. Yeah.
For Paul, everything I've seen you in, you played a stern Japanese man. Do you get annoyed being typecast into that role?
Yeah, well, you know what? That's kind of just what it is. You know, when you're an actor, people see you in a certain way, and that's how you get cast. You know, it would be fun to play something that was a departure from that. You know, something a little bit sillier or fun, or you know. To answer your question, yes, it does. But you know, on the other hand, it's like I'm very grateful and thankful to you know be doing what I'm doing because so there you go.
Well, you know, actors have always said, you know, thing about typecasting. At least you're getting cast.
Yeah.
You know, that's always a plus.
Yeah, because you know it's such a competitive business, you know, and the fact that we're sitting here in front of you talking to you is just like wow, it's amazing. It's like so grateful that you know I'm able to do this and to share it with all of you. So
Employment is a good thing.
Employment, it's not bad.
No, I mean you know to be paid for what you love to do is an amazing thing, you know.
Okay, now next question.
I was wondering if you could say your favorite ultimates, like your favorite voice line, sorry.
Absolute favourite. Doesn't have to be the most popular, just your favourite.
I mean, I think it's a great message, and it's one I always go back to. But experience tranquility. I mean, you really can't beat that. It's a good sentiment to have, especially these troubled times.
Turbulent times.
Yes.
And well, I'll just go. I'm gonna take it. We'll go. I know you guys all wanted to hear that, so I gotta give it to you. So there you go.
I'm sorry, that's Paul for the win right there. Okay, next question.
So you've had a lot of meetups with all the other outcasts, no, all the other members of the cast. What was your most favourite experience meeting up with everyone?
I think it was like BlizzCon. We went with BlizzCon last year. It was just great to meet everybody, and we were all like in a like this on a panel, and it was just like 15 of us, and it was all so great to see the actual voices behind the characters, and there's one character actually that she actually looks like her character, Charlotte.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Charlotte is diva.
Yeah,
she actually is. Her car is that mech suit. She walks around LA.
I've actually seen her in other jobs, voiceover jobs. She's doing little parts on this Carmen Sandiego animation. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So, but I think she's the one particularly that actually looks like a character. And she talks like a character too, The rest of us don't,
I don't know. Paul he's in incredibly good shape. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, he just needs some tats, and he could definitely be the live action version of Hanzo.
I don't have the ponytail anymore. I actually had that ponytail thing for Death Note, but
nice.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you a clip-on man.
Yeah, that's right. They make those. Yeah, you get a man bun. Yeah. Does he have a man bun? Yeah. It's a bit of a man bun.
No, it's a ponytail.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't know.
That's acceptable if you're a samurai.
Yeah,
that's the one time where a man bun. If you're a samurai, then that's okay. All right.
Or are you suggesting you have to be a samurai?
I'm saying, it helps.
No one's going to argue with your hairstyle.
Well, yeah.
Okay, next question.
How did you first react to your character's design?
I was amazed. It's like, oh my god, this guy is like amazing looking, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, they showed me saying, oh, he's a robot monk, and he floats, and he has these floating balls that he orbs, as they say. But
Orbs, yeah, I think orbs is a better
probably, but yeah,
term to use than floating balls.
But I mean, that was one of the coolest things I'd seen, and yeah, that was definitely definitely fun.
Okay, another brilliant question from a man with some stunning facial hair over here.
If you ever had the opportunity, would you ever think of cosplaying as your own characters?
Well, I'm actually incapable of levitating, so I don't know how I could do that. But no, I'd be interested in that. That'd be cool. And the thing is, I never see enough Zenyatta cosplay, quite frankly. So I would like to see more. But I think because it's kind of hard to kind of complicate.
No, they could do one of those things where, you know, they have the folded legs, like sitting,
right.
Yes.
And then just
like
right.
have a mirror underneath
Okay,
that you walk
yeah,
around with.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can do it. But, you know, all it takes is the will. You know?
Right, yeah, no, I should look into it. But yeah, like you could do Hanzo. Like I said, I'm telling you.
What did he ask? Would
you cosplay as your own character?
Would I cosplay? Well, you know what? Like I'd have to go back to the gym and start like working out.
He's really
It's
selling
like,
himself short
you know,
here.
Hanzo's a little bit. He's a little bit too stacked, you know, for me to do it at this point.
So next time you're out, that's a yes. I mean, no pressure, just
like hit the gym and protein powder.
Okay, and our next question, there's a theme with facial hair here. The mask mustache was stuck on, this one's actually real.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, in your opinion, who would win the fight, Zenyatta or Hanzo?
Definitely.
Game on.
Well, of course I'd have to say Hanzo. You know.
Well,
and why?
Well, he's a dirty sniper.
But tranquility only goes so far. I mean, come on. Yeah.
I always say that Zenyatta that's the kind of strategy I would, if I was actually like in a big group fight, that would be me. I just like kind of hanging back and like throwing things, you know, from afar. That's actually what I would do probably. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably Hanzo because you know get a lucky shot in, and you know, and just kind of
get those dragons.
Right. Those dragons are tough to beat.
Okay. Speaking of dragons, have any of you seen on YouTube that funny parody on Hanzo? The guy's at these conventions. He's dressed as Hanzo, and then he like says the ultimate line, and then he has like these two guys that are all covered in turquoise that go squirming around people. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You really have to go on YouTube and look at it because it's really kind of crazy fun.
When you do cosplay as Hanzo, you should do that.
Yeah, I have my extras over
Right.
There's a little blue.
I could put on a blue.
Unitard.
Yeah, run around.
I think it's important to always travel with extras.
You always have to have them. You know.
Okay, next question.
Who would you say is the best Overwatch player out of all the voice actors?
It's got to be Josh Petersdorf, Roadhog. Yeah, he has a Twitch channel actually.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Optimus Slimed, I think is if you look him up, he plays all the time, and he's very very good.
But he was a game player before.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I can't think of. I'm not sure that anyone else plays regularly. Oh no, well Mercer. I take that back. Yeah, Matt Mercer. Actually not. I don't know. But I don't know that Matt plays a lot of Overwatch. I do know that Josh plays Overwatch specifically, and then I know Mercer's played, but I don't know if he plays it regularly. So, yeah, I'd probably have to go with Josh.
Yeah, I'd second that.
It's definitely not Paul or me, so we can rule that out.
Okay, our next question. Over here. All good. Sorry.
How much fun do you have getting with your other Overwatch voice actors to do the videos for YouTube?
It's always fun, and actually to answer the earlier question about what was the favorite meetup for me, had to have been it was right after that BlizzCon that you were at. They had the first year rap party, and that was on the Blizzard campus. And probably I don't know if you've seen that video that Johnny Cruz made, and he was talking to all of us. It was funny because I remember at the time, we all pretty much just met for the first time there. And I was like, what is this guy doing? But it turned out to be a really fun thing. And we just had another rap party just actually before we flew out. And it was nice to get together at Blizzard and not be strangers. And we're like, we're like friends this time around. And there's just really good people, all of them.
It's an amazing. It's a campus actually, Blizzard in Irvine, where they do all the games. They have about 4 or 5 different buildings, and when you go in there, they have. If you like all of the memorabilia and all the stuff that they make, it's packed full of all of that stuff everywhere. So it's really an amazing place, and everybody there is so happy to be there. They are all so enthusiastic and excited about what they do. So it's really kind of wonderful to go there and see all of that creativity in one spot.
Okay, our next question.
If you remember them, what's your favorite character interactions?
Character interactions. What's your favorite one?
Oh, you mean in the shorts and stuff?
No, in-game, the lines that you...
Oh, in-game lines. I'm trying to think.
Tough question. You thought it'd be easy. No.
I can't think of any specific ones, but I do like how it feels like as the sessions go on, that they're injecting a little more humor into Zenyatta's lines, just kind of like a dry, very dry, little sarcastic little lines. And I think I always enjoy that.
It's fun too. The seasonal lines, we recorded stuff for Halloween, and I don't know if any of you played any of the Halloween version and those are fun, because you can kind of step out a little bit out of the normal character. I like the interplay between Hanzo and Genji. That's fun.
Okay, next question.
How frequently do you guys record new lines for the game, for events and stuff?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
How often do you record new lines?
This year for me, I did quite a few sessions for I did a Halloween thing where we had to say trick or treat or something, stuff like that. And then I went in this summer to do stuff for Heroes of the Storm, and the new trailer for Heroes of the Storm that came out. So this year I probably was in about 4 or 5 times this year.
Yeah, I think for me it was about 2, 3 times a year.
Okay, and our next question.
What's your favorite character backstory?
The Bastion one is really...
Oh, yeah, that short is...
That little Bastion.
Yeah,
that's really...
That's a good one.
I mean, the fact that there's no dialogue, and it's just all, that one was very creative. I really liked that one. Of course, I like the Hanzo one, of course. But
I'd probably have to say May too. But that cinematic brought many a tear to my eye. That was good.
Okay, and here we are.
Is there going to be an Overwatch 2, and if so, when?
And can you talk about it if such a
Right.
thing exists?
I couldn't tell you. No.
I think tell us.
Yeah. Right.
We're the last ones to know.
But I think they're definitely trying to keep it going as it is, and just kind of expanding that particular universe. So I don't know that there will be any sequels or spin-offs in the near future.
They added a new character. You know. So I think they're just going to continue to expand, in the Overwatch world.
Okay, our next question.
Hi. At what stage in your life did you decide to become actors, or more specifically voice actors? And what was your biggest inspiration to become an actor?
For me personally, I remember it was junior year in high school. In English class, our teacher had showed us, it was Dustin Hoffman's actual performance as Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman on Broadway. And I remember just thinking, wow, that would be amazing to be able to do that. And so I think that's definitely where I had the seed was planted. And in high school, I did, school musicals and plays and stuff, and took classes. And then at UCLA, studied acting. And just kind of went on from there.
Paul? In terms of voiceover stuff, I hadn't really thought about doing voiceover stuff. Because I had initially started off studying voice. I was a voice major in college, and I studied opera, and so I just sort of, oddly enough, fell into the voiceover work because I was with a commercial agent, and they said, "Oh, you want to go out, for this voiceover thing, And I thought, oh, okay. And then I just started to book things, and then I started to do all of these particular somewhat high voices, and that's sort of how it happened. And now I feel very fortunate to have had a career that includes voiceover as well as theater, because my background was in theater too. I worked on Broadway, and I worked on the West End, and now last year doing this film. So I feel very fortunate that I've had, and in that I've been able to make a living doing all those different things. It's been able to afford me to have a lifestyle where I can buy cereal and put gas in my car.
Paul is an amazing singer, by the way. Actually, he's kind of downplaying it, but he was on Broadway, several times singing on Broadway. And does Hanzo have any singing lines?
No, he doesn't.
He should.
He
right?
should
Would
have.
you like to hear?
He should have.
Hanzo should sing.
That would be very kind of Japanese.
Yeah, it would. It would.
I want to hear more of that. Okay, and our next question.
I'd love to hear more of the singing as well. You recorded a line for Halloween, "You are already dead," which I'm sure is a reference to the meme "Omae wa mou shinderu." And of course, Zenyatta has a culture skin. So, are there any more sort of real-world references you'd like to see included? Any other things you'd like to sort of have a subtle reference to in your characters?
It was I'm sorry, could you repeat that? It was just.
So we're talking about real-world references. In your line. There was one that referenced a meme. I'm paraphrasing. Sorry, I probably all said all that.
No. No, I get what you're saying. Actually, after that rap party, we hung out with Michael Chu, the head writer, for a little bit, and he was saying that he does put in like pop culture references and stuff, and then just kind of like little Easter eggs for all of you to find, and I can't remember. If I could remember, I couldn't tell you specifically because I don't think we're at liberty to say. But he does love to sprinkle in like little movie references, TV shows, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I know in my sessions he had lines, and I said, "What is this line?" And he's like, "Oh, this." He explained what the line was, and I go, "Okay, all right, I'll do whatever you want." But I'm glad that you guys appreciate those references and you're actually listening. Right. Because there's so much going on in the game. When I listen to it, I go, "Oh my gosh!" It's like you'll hear the little line over all the explosions and everything. So, it's great that you guys can actually pick out all of those things.
Okay, and our next question.
Can you try and do an impression of each other's character?
Yes.
With every death comes honor, with honor redemption,
With every death comes honor, with honor redemption. Huh? Was it?
Oh,
yeah, right. Well done. I'm telling you. We don't need Paul anymore. I mean, twice the word. Come on.
Experience fertility.
Now that's a good line. You should tell them.
Yeah, let's put that one in.
That's my new ringtone. Okay, over here. Did you have a question before?
Adding on to the your inspirations to particular voice acting, was there any actors or even voice actors that you sort of looked up to when you were younger, or maybe there was a cartoon show and you were like, oh, I could do something like this, something like that?
Inspiration.
Yeah. Peter Cullen, right? Optimus Prime. I think he was actually he's actually with the same voiceover agency. And, never got to meet him yet, but I mean, come on, that's iconic. That voice.
Well, of course, James Earl Jones. I mean, how could you, CNN.
Yeah.
And who else? Just trying to think. Oh, there's, who? Don LaFontaine. Do you know who Don LaFontaine is?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he was the movie trailer.
He was the
movie world.
Yeah, the movie trailer guy, and he actually sort of created that whole movie trailer sort of thing, the way they do it. He was the one that kind of came up with that, and it's funny because I did a voiceover workshop with his daughter, and it was kind of funny meeting her. But she was trying to do animation voices, but because that voice was always in a world, where and you hear it all the time. You hear it for every single movie that you would go to, So I think that to me that voice was kind of an inspiration.
Okay, I'm hiding in the cheap seats at the back here. Okay, next question, and we are coming to the tail end of time, so we've only got time for maybe one or two more.
Do you think Mora should be buffed?
Good question about the new character.
Well, she just started playing. I think you gotta let her see how it works out first. I think
you have to give her a chance.
Yeah. You gotta see how it fits into the whole scheme of things. But I'm sure they're constantly tweaking everybody.
Yeah, everybody gets the tweaks. They have little, they have people at Blizzard that are, in touch and playing and making sure that the characters are more balanced, so.
Okay, our next question.
What's your favourite emotes for each of your characters in the game?
Oh, we're workshopping.
Favorite dance?
I guess
Favorite emote?
yeah. It's there's like Zenyatta has the balance one, right? It's like everything's like balanced. Yeah. And he gives himself a little fist bump because that's cool. And I couldn't help you with the yours.
Yeah.
It's a difficult question.
Okay, our next question.
Hi, I was just wondering about any tips and tricks you have to keep your voices good when you're doing voice acting, like hot tea, lemon, and honey, and all that kind of stuff.
Well, for me, for Zenyatta personally, is actually probably one of the least stressful voice jobs you could possibly have. So I just drink a little bit of water during. But most of the time in video games, yeah, you might need a little tea or a little throat coat, because usually in any video game, like the last half hour or so is spent doing exertions.
Yeah,
what they call them, oh, you're being burned alive, you're being electrocuted, which sound different, interestingly. So
you don't do method acting, do you?
Well, it's funny because they'll ask you, okay, so here's the scene, you've just been impaled and now you're caught on fire and you're falling off a 12-story building.
Yeah.
And that's what they give you to do. It's like, and they want you to make the sound of that. It's like, right. So you have to, that's basically what you have to do. And they go, no, okay, so now, and then they'll give you more direction about what they, what they want. So, and usually, like he said, those sounds come at the very end of your session. Otherwise, you wouldn't really have a voice, throughout the rest of the session. So.
Yeah, but what's nice about Zenyatta is that he's a robot. So, I think I do. He does kind of die, but it's like, does he even breathe? So there's not a whole lot of. I don't really have to worry so much about it.
What helps me is like actually kind of physicalizing a little bit, like if you see someone who goes, that sort of helps.
And final question.
Just voice acting and acting in general. How do you, when you first read a character, how do you come up with a voice for it, or the actions of that character?
Yeah. Character development. Taking it off the page.
Well, I remember specifically with Zenyatta, they were saying, well, first of all, he's a robot, but he wants to be more human, so I personally thought of maybe characters like Mr. Data from Star Trek Next Generation, and the Mr. Spock, and a little bit of maybe like David Carradine in Kung Fu, that kind of thing. It's a very zen, relaxing kind of voice. So yeah, usually you go into what is driving, what is motivating the character, and I think that helps define what he sounds like.
I think for Hanzo, it was fun because we did the trailer before we did, the components of the game. So with the trailer, it was fully immersed in sort of this world that they created for the character. So it was very easy to step into that, and then that informed the rest of it for me anyway. So I thought it was really great that we did the trailer first, because then I really kind of understood him and was able to bring that into the rest of the game.
So as an extension of that, how do you feel your characters grow and develop over time? The character development and the journey that your character goes on, courtesy of your vision and how it's created. to keep it interesting, fresh and new and relevant?
It's really a lot to do with the writers, because the writers sort of bring that to it, because they know what they've put into the game initially and where they want the characters to kind of go. So they're the ones that are sort of in the driver's seat, and we just kind of come along for the ride at that point.
Yeah, well, specifically for Zenyatta, I do feel like each time I go in, I am starting, like I mentioned, they're like putting a little more humor in there, but I'm starting to see just more humanity, because he is an Omnic who wants to become, was trying to bridge the gap between Omnics and human beings, and I think we're seeing a little more of his humanity come through, and that's kind of cool.
Well, that's about all we have time for. I wish this could have gone on for another hour. I could listen to you guys natter for ages. How about you guys? Yeah! It was absolutely amazing to spend an hour with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. It's been so great. Thank you.
Stop by the table, say hi.
Thank you for all the great questions.
Love to meet you.